That's right, if you're watching this video, the date comes out or the next day, we will be in 2024. That is super exciting. But I don't have much planned for this video in terms of celebration. But I really wanted to tell you, and hopefully you had a nice time during the holidays. Hopefully you had a good time with your friends and family. And thank you so much for joining me today. The plan for this video is super simple. I did not manage to think of something in theme with the New Year's, with the New Year, but so we're just gonna continue working on our little village. And yeah, today the plan is to make a statue in the town center. I'm having a hard time already with my English. And but since it's now 2024 and it's the new year, we're gonna be talking about New Year resolutions. So stick with me if you want to see that. If you want to hear me ramble about New Year's resolution, I'm gonna tell you mine, and I'm gonna give you maybe suggestions or ideas for your New Year resolutions. And obviously you don't have to stick with them. It's just a nice thing to start the year with. It's a fresh start. We can try to be a little bit better, and that's a nice opportunity to do it, even though we don't stick to it necessarily every time. I've made myself a chess, and I've already planned where I want the statue. As you see, it's gonna be pretty big. So let's start working on it already by starting by removing all the herbs and flowers. And I think we will also dig down this circle for one block, and I do have a shovel, and we're gonna fill it with stone bricks. Okay, so New Year's resolution. I have a few notes written down of New Year's resolution ideas, and we're gonna discuss about them, and I'm gonna tell you which one I'm gonna try this year. So the first one on my list is the classic one, trying to be more active, right? Maybe trying to do more exercise, be healthier, eat better. That's a good one. I will try to, obviously, like many people, I will try to do more exercise. This year I have not been making enough, that's for sure. I've not been walking or running as much as I would have wanted to. So this year I will try to force myself to do it more. And an idea when you want to implement resolutions in your life, you should have like more concrete idea on what you're gonna do. Like, for example, if I say I will exercise more, what I should say is I'm gonna exercise maybe, okay, I'm gonna go for a run 3 times a week or 2 times a week, and keep it realistic. Like, don't say I'm gonna go for a run 7 times a week, because that's not gonna happen. But if you say 1, 2, maybe 3, well, that's maintainable. yeah, that's the first one in my list. The second one, that one I'm not necessarily planning to do, but I think that's a good idea for some people, is to learn a new skill or hobby. For example, you could learn an instrument like guitar, piano, things like that. You could learn painting or drawing. One thing I would suggest also is to learn how to code, if that's something that interests you. I love coding, that's what I do for a living, and honestly, it doesn't feel like a job. I just really like doing it. Obviously, you have to be in the mood, but when you are in the mood, it's like playing Minecraft. It's as fun. And it's not as difficult as you might think. And there's tons of really cool creative projects that you can do, like making a video game or making a website, a web application, a mobile application, mobile game, things like that. Is all things you can achieve by coding. So learning a new skill, it could be many things. Maybe learning a new language too. Learning sign language. Anyway, learning is a great one in this list. Learning anything, just try to find a goal. I want to learn Spanish, but if you say that, you need to actually, okay, well, I'm gonna download an app and try to do my exercise a couple times a week, maybe 2 times a week, 3 times a week. Set a concrete goal and stick to it. Resolution number 3 in my list is read a certain number of books or explore different genres. So if you're a reader, what is this? I don't know what that is. If you are a reader already, maybe trying to explore a new genre that you don't often read, maybe horror or fantasy or non-fiction or something like that. And if you don't read much, well, that's a very good hobby to have, especially if you combine it with sleeping habits. Let's say you want to read 15 minutes a day. That's totally manageable. You do it right before you go to sleep, instead of being on your phone. That would put you much more in the mood. So yeah, that's a good one. Reading more. Having a specific amount of book to read. Maybe one a month. Even 12 books in a year is a lot. And I think it's a lot more than most people do. Number 5, volunteer or give back to the community. Well, if you have the opportunity to do it, I would suggest that you try it. Number 6, improve time management skill and increase your productivity. One thing that could go with this is simply try to procrastinate less. And again, one simple way to do that is to lock yourself a part of your schedule. You say, okay, that that you may have, right? Oh, I have more stone bricks. Try to have concrete goals like that. That's not one. Well, it is one that I want to implement, but I did compared to last year, 2022. I mean, 2023 has been much more productive for me in terms of side projects, and that's something I really like, is to work on side projects, work on it like this YouTube channel. I've been working a lot on this YouTube channel. I've been working a lot on coding projects and things like that, and I've been really enjoying it. So I do recommend, and that's something it makes me proud to know when you have put a couple hours on a project. It feels good. It really does. You feel accomplished. You feel well. I'm missing one side over here. So that's a great idea, I think, for a resolution. Number 7. Travel to new places and experience a different culture. Now, that one, I know it's not really achievable by everybody. You need to have a budget. That's for sure. I'm not sure. I think I have rocky stones. Yeah, I will make them rocky stones over here. But if you have the opportunity to travel, you should definitely take it, even if it costs you a good amount in your budget. I mean, that's souvenir. I think every person has a different situation, but I think it is worth it to try to put some money aside when you can and to travel. It's much more important than to buy new video games or buy. There's a lot of things that we buy that we don't necessarily need, right? Often for pleasure, but we could, instead of buying those things, we could buy. You could put this aside and use it to travel maybe once every 2 years or once every 3 years, but that's better than always putting it back because we don't have the budget. Just try saving money now and try saving money more this year. That's a good resolution. Practice mindfulness and stress reduction techniques. That might be something I personally want to do. I'm thinking, sorry, I'm doing two things at the same time. I'm talking and working on this, and and trying to speak English too, so I'm having a hard time clearly. what is it called? Like, I have activities, but it's not activities. But anyway. Okay, let's take a break from resolutions and start just thinking about the statue. Because now it's the most complex part that is starting. Nope. Already messed up. Gonna do something like that. And then here. Let me look. Yeah, okay, they need to be on the same side. That's for sure. By the way, I don't know if I told you what I was building as the statue. I'm building a Minecraft pickaxe. First, that will be easier, I think. Alright, let me read one more resolution from my list. Pursue career-related goals, such as obtaining a new certification or advancing in your current job. That's good. That can apply for school. Try to meet your goals in school. Maybe you want to get better at math or English or whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing poorly with this. Cut down on screen time and spend more quality time with loved ones. That's a really good one, especially the part about cutting down screen time. I think that is super, super important. We're very dependent on my phone. I will talk for myself, but I think it's a general thing nowadays to be dependent and always being on your phone. One easy trick. Well, easy. One trick to achieve this is to remove apps that don't bring you anything else, don't bring you joy. For example, TikToks. I have a good time watching TikToks, right? I'm having fun, but the truth is, right now, if I want to try to tell you talk to you about one single TikTok that I've seen yesterday, I cannot remember any. Any. That's saying something. And so, maybe TikTok isn't worth my time, right? I feel like I've done something wrong here. Yeah, I put one too much. Okay. Let's do the other side. instead, if you are not into that either, is try taking notes, taking much more notes in your life. One thing that I really started doing, I think in 2022, is using an app called Notion. It's a desktop app, but there's also a mobile version, but I prefer the desktop experience. It is great. It is a note-taking app, but it's a really good way to organize your thoughts, and not even your thoughts, but everything that you need to not forget in life. Any long-term notes, and even short-term notes, you organize them into a Notion, and Notion is one of them. There's many apps like this, but Notion is really good, which is why oh god, there's two creeper in my construction right here. Come on, boys, follow me. The exit is right here. They won't explode, don't worry. So yeah, taking more notes, organizing your thoughts is great. I wouldn't call it necessarily journaling, but you feel less pressure to remember everything. That's one very big benefit. Yeah, that's a good one. I really think it's a good one. I know it sounds bad, like it sounds like a boring resolution to start journaling, but I wouldn't be drawn to it. But taking more notes, taking the time to reflect, taking the time to organize your thoughts, to you have less pressure to remember everything. That's really the main point. Is okay, I bought a new car. Let's say I buy a new car and I want to remember information about it, right? I want to remember my plate number. I want to remember my insurance I took. I want to remember which insurance I compared when I was trying to figure out which one is the less pricey and which one offers me more benefits. Well, all of this you can remember and you can go back later and even 2 years from now you'll find all these notes that might be useful. Okay, let me count how much I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next one is not a complete one. So next one is just 1 block, and then we're gonna do it in stone break for now, but I might something like this. Nope. Then maybe something like that. Oh, I know what's missing. It's missing some darts. No, it's missing this. Yeah, that looks good. And then this. Yeah, it's working. We're doing it. Scaffolding would have been a good idea. I need to eat food before I die. Oops, not the right side. I messed up again. Alright. While I do this, let me read one more. Attend networking event to expand professional connection. Yeah, I think just to get out of your comfort zone would be a more generic version of this. Go do things that you wouldn't necessarily do in right now, you know. Again, I messed up. That's a good one. Try to get out of your comfort zone. Talk to people. I know I have a hard time talking to new people, person I haven't met yet. So for me, that would be a good one. Take up a cooking class or experiment with new recipe at home. That's one thing I want to do personally, not necessarily the cooking class, but trying to follow more complex recipe. I'll basically learn this year how to cook, and how did I do it? Oh, I need to put a block here, right? Yeah. I've learned this year how to cook, but I'm only cooking smaller recipes with like 5, 6, 7 ingredient max from a magazine that my mom is giving me every couple of months. She's giving me a bunch of new magazines with about 20 recipes with 5 to 7 ingredients each. And I love cooking. I've been really enjoying cooking was wondering if I should change the wood part over here, like the middle blocks, with shroomlight. I brought shroomlight because I saw a build online of this this pickaxe statue, and it was using shroomlight, and I thought it was looking good, but we're gonna see how it looks in the end. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, I'm missing one stone. So we're gonna keep working with stone bricks then. Otherwise we're not gonna have enough stones. Or maybe there's one right there. But I will need to break it, and I don't have a pickaxe that doesn't break stones. I don't remember what they're called. What's the enchantment called? Reduce your carbon footprint by adopting eco-friendly habits. I've discussed about this already in a previous ASMR. But that's one thing also I want to achieve this year, and it is related to cooking. Also, is to try to eat less meat, especially red meat. And there's many reasons you would want to do this, but one major reason is red meat pollutes, right? It is not eco-friendly at all. Producing red meat has a pretty substantial carbon impact on our planet, and reducing your own consumption of red meat could have a good impact on the environment. So also there's tons and tons of ideas on how to reduce your carbon footprints, but that's the main one I personally want to do this year. And one way I could achieve this, if I follow the same principle that I'm telling you since the beginning right now, is, well, I could say, instead of eating 2 or 3 red meat or meat meals a week, I could instead do only 2 or only 1 meat. Like, you don't have to completely become vegan, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You don't have to become vegan to reduce your meat consumption. You can just reduce by 1 or 2 meals a week, and that would have an impact on your carbon footprint, right? So I think that's a really good one, and that's one I want to implement in my personal life. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Wait. Oh, there's the police. Oh no. Okay, 1 over. Wait, did I mess up something? Yes, I did. I completely messed up. Look at this. This is not aligned with this at all. What happened? Okay, let me think of which one is the right place. This one stops here. 1, 2, and then this. Yeah, okay, these one are 1 too high, I think. That's so embarrassing. I keep making those mistakes. I don't know what's going on, but we're chilling, we're having a good time. mindset in practice. Great gratitude regularly. Being more positive is something really important that you should try in general. That's a really good one. Appreciating the moment. Right? Appreciating that you are healthy. You are, when you're sick, or when you don't taste anymore, right? You lost the ability to taste because you're sick. You really wish you would be, you really wish you would taste, and when your taste comes back, you're like so grateful that the taste is back. But after a few days, you start forgetting that it's a precious thing, right? You forget. You don't really realize that these things are things worthy to be grateful, but yeah, we forget. That's my point. And we should try to be more grateful. I'm grateful in the morning when I wake up and I had a good sleep, because I don't always have a good sleep. So when I do, I'm happy. It makes me happy. Now this one is not in the right place. And these ones either. I want one over here. Being more grateful. Great one. By the way, leave me your suggestions on any ideas I forget. Any resolutions ideas I forget. Set aside time for self-care and relaxation. Some people are overworking themselves. So for these people, that's a good one. That's not one. I think I have a great balance right now, personally. But some people overwork themselves, and you shouldn't put so much pressure in what you do. Okay, let me think. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. This one. We're almost done. Alright. I think we're done. I think. We'll see. This was much more difficult. I knew it wouldn't be like super easy to do, but it was much more difficult, especially with no scaffolding. I think it was a mistake. But hopefully it looks good. Did I mess up anything? No, I think it's right. I think it's okay. So yeah, set aside time for self-care and relaxation if that's something that you think that might apply to you. Try to set goals. How much time do you want to set aside? When do you want to set it aside? Do you want to relax in the morning? One thing I do is I always relax during the night, but I do work hard during the day. Maybe I want to set aside 15 minutes during lunchtime before I start working that's a good time to relax, right? That would be a good idea to try to implement that in your life. Taking pauses, taking the time to go outside and enjoy the sun. You know, those are all good ideas that could work with this. Another one, work on improving communication skills, both personally and professionally. Communication in a professional context is a deal breaker. If you don't know how to communicate well, you will have problems, you will have issues, you will make your life harder if you don't know how to communicate properly, and if you don't try really hard to establish good communication patterns with your clients, with your employer, etc. So if you're a professional, you should try to, of course, get better at communicating, and that might be by just scheduling more meetings or trying to take more place during meetings, trying to I don't know, there's tons of ideas that can help you if you're a professional in your real life. Try to communicate more about your emotions, maybe with your loved ones, your friends. Trying to make it feel more normal to discuss about those things is a good idea on something you could do this year. Okay. Alright, I want to fill it with water. And I will put one block. Also over here, I think, could look nice. Right there. So I get more, it's more illuminated. Oh, and maybe I could use those shroom light. Like on the floor here. Let's try something. Hopefully I'll have enough. I'm not even sure. I love the sound that they make. Ooh, we barely have enough. Alright, I'm gonna make an infinite water spot. And let's fill this fountain. I should have made it closer, but that's fine. While we do this, let me read my final resolutions. Establish a consistent sleep schedule for better overall health. Now that's a big one for me. I've been struggling with sleeping for years now. And that's really something I need to improve this year. I have, I really do. It's like for health, for mental health too. There's tons of reasons that you want to sleep. There's infinite benefits from sleeping more, well, not necessarily more, but just having consistent sleeping schedule, having consistent sleeping habits. So that's a very big one for me. I will need to work on this year. need to find where it's still flowing. There. We're almost done. So that's a big one for me. And the next one. Give me a second. My phone closed. Embrace a minimalist lifestyle and declutter living space. You don't have to go all the way. I know there's people who have like very few clothes, very few, they have no decorations in their home, they have nothing. They're basically doing minimalism times 100, but you could when you go shopping or when you go to the store, if you don't really need something, maybe you don't have to buy it, you know. You can reduce your consuming habits. You can try to buy less clothes, try to buy less things. Oh, I think we've done it. Yeah, I think we're done. In general, try to keep your clothes for longer. And I say clothes, but basically any objects. Like, you don't have to buy a brand new keyboard just because one key doesn't work anymore. You can try to find a workaround, and that way you will also save more money, and you can use that to travel, and you can use that to do things that actually matters, and you will also reduce your impact on your carbon footprint, right? So there you go, you have a triple resolution right there. One, become more minimalist, and you will achieve a lot of success in your life. We're done. Again, this has been a very big ramble. Hopefully you enjoyed this format where I just ramble more. It was not scripted, of course, but I had prepared a little list. Happy New Year once again if you're watching this when it comes out. Hopefully you had very good holidays. I am so glad that you're still watching me in 2024. Oh, there's a zombie. Thank you so much for watching this video. And I will see you guys next year. Bye bye.